Bobby and Maureen, thanks for joining me to discuss restoration and remediation services. Just wanted to give our viewers and listeners an opportunity to understand how we became, or you all became, interested in this specific industry vertical.
Yeah, so I initially became interested when seeing some statistics on some extreme weather events that have been happening over the last handful of years. The last 3 years have each been record years. And so that got me thinking more about the restoration and remediation space. This is work that whenever you have an incident in your house or in your building, this is work that has to happen. And so, for example, I had a flood in my basement years ago. We couldn't just leave the basement flooded. You immediately have to get that basement repaired. You have to get the carpet out, you have to get the water out, you have to get your basement put back together. And so we're seeing over the last handful of years, there's been greater and greater demand for this type of work, both on the residential side and on the commercial side.
And so you had mentioned, at the beginning of the thesis, obviously a tremendous amount of research takes place. Maureen, can you kind of shed a light onto the development, or, obviously we have our initial intrigue, but what are we spending time on? What are we trying to prove out to take the thesis to the next level?
So we spend a lot of time pulling together, lists of potential targets in where their geographic area is, and then we'll drill in on a certain geographic area, and we might look at competitors in that area. So there's target-specific research, and then there's also industry-specific research, and we'll do expert network calls. We'll talk to, like Bobby mentioned, business owners. So all of that, and just kind of getting contacts, because I think what we've seen, and it's common, is there are a lot of small businesses in this space, and maybe they're not currently ready, but I would say, I don't know how many, there's been quite a few that have reached back out to Bobby after we had a conversation with them and just kind of showed them, we've done our homework, we understand the difference between, restoration and remediation, we understand the difference between TPA work and non-TPA work, we can kind of speak your language, obviously they're the expert, but as soon as we kind of have that background, talking to someone one time, they usually reach back out 3 to 6 months and either introduce you to someone else. And that's kind of our thesis approach. It's wide spanning and it takes a while, but I ultimately think it's really effective.
We've spent 12 months. You guys have spent 12 months, really nurturing this investment thesis along. We don't have a platform closed in the space. So, what does it mean? Where do we go from here?
I think we're going to continue to push hard to find that right platform for us. More importantly, we got to find the right management team that we believe can help build out the right platform. We have a vision in mind for what we want this platform to be, but we need somebody that's in this space today that really understands it even better than we do to help take that vision and execute on it.
Jonathan and I on the BD side of Compass have been able to, go on this journey with you all for the last 12 months, and we're excited. We continue to share your passion for the space, and we'll continue to do our best to form the relationships with the type of business owners that we're seeking. We know what you're looking for. We're excited about it, and look forward to continuing on the mission and supporting the Restoration and Remediation Services team.